Hello everyone and welcome back guys to episode 6 of our F1 2020 My Team career mode, where today we're here back for the Spanish Grand Prix. Now obviously if you have missed out any of the videos so from this series, click on the eye above me on the top right hand side of your screens and there will be a link to the whole playlist so far. But heading into round 6 of the season, big news. We are now officially better than both Haas and AlphaTauri in Formula 1. We've had a couple more upgrades go on the car, so we're making good progress at the moment here today. You can see we're just behind Alfa Romeo. We've nearly got enough R&D points. I'm planning on putting another front wing upgrade on to the car. We're probably going to go with the front wing cascades as well, so we're going to get that one on board very soon. But yeah, obviously, if you are new around here as well, make sure you do get yourself subscribed for more F1 2020 My Team content. I cannot thank you guys enough for the continued support on this series. But we've got a fresh engine in the back of the car as well, ready for this weekend. You can see we just put everything on there. We're probably going to have to take some grid penalties towards the end of the season. But let's do this thing. Heading to Spain, let's see what we can muster up. Coming towards the end then of free practice, I must admit, the new remodeled Spain is so much better than the old one. You can just see, obviously, it's pretty much only been tweaked in the final sector, but it just makes it such a better circuit. I've never really liked the Spanish Grand Prix track up until now, but now it actually sort of makes sense and actually works. I enjoyed it a little bit more, I'll be honest. Especially in this car. Pace feels quite good around here at the moment with all the upgrades on board. We're going to beat all of the targets, and they reckon that's good enough for 15th in qualifying, so that would be quite good, I'll be honest, at the end of the day. Yeah, I think we got all purples in the challenges that I do. Yeah, there you go. A nice sea of purples there, so that should give us enough to get the upgrade on the car as well, which is always ideal. There we go, 635 points from the end of practice. I've got no idea where all our team acclaim went. I don't know if we had a really bad interview or what, but the team went back to 1, so we lost all of our sponsors a couple of rounds ago. I don't know if that's a glitch or something, but yeah, hopefully that won't keep happening unless it's me butchering interviews. We'll wait and see though. Anyway, that should be good enough to get the new upgrade on the car. We might just be able to sneak 2 on actually, with how many R&D points we got there between myself and Jordan. We're making good progress at the moment. The car's getting slowly but surely to where I want it to. I think we need to have a bit of a focus on the... obviously, we need to focus on the aero at the moment. It seems to be probably our weakest part on the car. Aero and chassis. So, let's quickly go then. Which one of these gives you a little bit more? I think they're equal. So we're going to go with the tertiary wing flaps, as Chris talks in the background. Standard upgrade there. And then we'll also... I don't think... No, we can't do one on the chassis at the moment. So we'll go with an aero, another aero upgrade there. That should take us to 6th best behind Renault, McLaren in the top 3. Yeah, just enough points there. We've got 3 points over to be able to do those. So we've got a double aero upgrade coming in the next couple of rounds. I don't think, however, sadly it won't come before the Monaco Grand Prix. But let's jump into qualifying here then in Spain. Here we go then, getting ready for our first qualifying run here from the Spanish Grand Prix. All the upgrades on the car. This should be a very real chance of getting through into Q2. We've got a fresh engine strapped to the back as well. Like I always say, I'll let you guys ride on board with my fastest run from qualifying, but we should really be making Q2 here today. Coming down into the final sector then of our first lap. It's felt pretty tidy for the most part. Only a couple of sort of small mistakes here and there. Let's see what we can do. We've already got Kimi Räikkönen as the benchmark as we try to get it slowed down through the chicane. Get the power down on the exit through the final corner. Gasly goes quicker. What are we going to be able to do? It's a 17.6 in the end. So 4/10 off Gasly as Stroll finds even more time there. Not quite where I wanted to be after our first run. Found a couple of tenths so far on this run, but we need to try and keep it nice and tidy. Once again through the final sector, just struggling a bit with understeer through the almost hairpin there, the slowest corner of the lap, if I'm not mistaken. The chicane might probably give it a run for its money though. Down in towards the final few corners. Botched that up royally. Took way too much curb there. Way too much curb there. How much time have we thrown away? We're still 6/10 up somehow. How have we managed that? Through the final corner. It's going to be a 1:17.0. So we're up to 12th at the moment. Only 300ths off Carlos Sainz in 10th. Very, very surprised by that. So for the first time ever then, in this series, we've made it through into Q2. They're very, very happy with that lap at the end of the first session. We will only get one run in Q2 on a set of the soft compounded tyres, so it probably will be a little bit risky there. No idea what happened to our teammate Jordan King, sat in 19th place when all is said and done in Q1, but a historic day for the newest Formula 1 team there. You can see George Russell, fair play, up in 17th. He qualified 1.6 seconds quicker than Latifi in the end. That is a fantastic job done by the Williams man. Raikkonen, my teammate, both of the Haas cars and Latifi don't make it through into Q2 there. I'm sure Alfa Romeo are a little bit gutted with their pace so far this weekend. But like I said, we've got one run in Q2. Let's make it count. Here we go then in Q2 for the Spanish Grand Prix. Very, very happy that we managed to make it through into Q2 the first time this season. It's nice to know we are making good progress at the moment. But it's now effectively a one-shot qualifying session for ourselves. So we need to try and get our lap hooked up here. At the final corner, let's do this thing. Hopefully all the AI on the track will actually remember to get out of the way this time round. We've got the Renault a couple of seconds up the road there, not too sure which one that is. It is Ocon, so hopefully he either gets on with it or gets out of the way, down the back straightaway. Fingers crossed. I must admit, yeah, actually, feeling quite confident around this Spanish GP circuit there as we take a bit too much curb. 7th gear through here, keep it pinned. Just a bit of a blend on entry there, but we hold on to it nice and tidily. And Ocon, are you going to get out of the way, buddy? Or are you going to ruin my qualifying session? Let's find out. He's still in the way. Dirty air, obviously a much bigger thing on F1 2020. As we take way too much curbing there. Oh, nose in, come on. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Awful run through the final couple of corners there. Just the understeer, the aero wash, everything like that. And it's a 17.4 in the end, so we did lose a few tenths off our personal best in Q1. Let's see where it ends up leaving us. So it is, in the end, sadly only going to be P15 in qualifying there. No idea what happened to Giovinazzi. Clearly he got blocked on his last run as well. I'll be honest, not very happy with young Esteban Ocon there. Felt he had a good opportunity to get out of the way down the back straightaway, and he opted not to. But you can see Albon, Leclerc and Vettel all getting through into Q2 on a set of the medium compound there, as well as Bottas in P2 on the mediums. Only a 10th off his teammate Hamilton on the softs, but best qualifying position of the year so far for us. We've got a fresh engine in the back of the car ready as well to enjoy. Let's do this thing here in Catalonia.
The Spanish Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture on the Formula 1 calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996? That day he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since. The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya then, a high-speed 2.89-mile circuit which demands an efficient downforce package and bravery on the part of the driver, especially through the blind right of turn 9, which we might just see taken flat this weekend. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Max Verstappen and Albon, Sainz, Ricciardo, Stroll and Esteban Ocon, Norris, Perez, Daniel Kvyat, and Gasly, Mr. Monaco, Giovinazzi, George Russell, and Kimi Raikkonen, King, Magnussen, Grosjean, and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So here we are then on the grid, ready for the Spanish Grand Prix. Our best qualifying position of the year. Hopefully can lead into a good race after a bit of a rough weekend, sorry, I should say, last time out at the Dutch Grand Prix. We should hopefully have a bit of extra pace over the Alpha Tauri's. They seem to be mega on one-lap pace at this moment in time. But a medium-hard strategy today, always the way to go if you're starting outside the top 10 here at the Spanish Grand Prix. So hopefully, maybe, just maybe, we won't need a lucky safety car and we can try and get ourselves close to the points. Jordan King, he's got a lot to prove as well, starting behind us in this one. But I think we're ready then here in Spain. Round 6 of the 2020 Formula 1 season here from Catalonia. It's 5 red lights and it's the lights out and away we go. Not off to a good start there. Oh, actually, a mega start in the end. Sainz bogs down. We'll move to the outside straight away over to P11 of the Grand Prix. We're probably going to get swamped down in towards turn 1. Just try and keep it tidy on the outside. Hope we don't get turned in on. And we've survived through the second part of turn 3. Getting a little bit of a squeeze there from the homeboy. And we're going to slot back down into P11 of the Grand Prix. We're still on the outside of one of the racing points though. And we try and make anything work. We get barged out a little bit there by Perez. Sainz is really, really struggling on those softs. We're going to get at the inside of him as well. And straight off the bat then, we're at 5 spots here in Spain. Qualifying, oh sorry, race starts even, I should say, is Stroll there going slowly. What is happening at the moment there, around the outside of him? Why is everyone really, really struggling around here? The top 6 seem to have made a breakaway, but everyone behind struggling at the moment there. As Ricciardo tries to give us the room, we get at the inside of the Renault man. Can we get past Ocon? Yes, somehow. What on earth has happened at the start of the Spanish Grand Prix? We're straight up from 15th into 7th here. The mediums seem like the better tyre to be on. I don't know if the AI have wrecked their softs in qualifying or what. Yes, look at that, Verstappen and Hamilton into the pits at the end of lap 1. What on earth is this? Codemasters, I'm very, very confused. I don't know what's happened to the AI on their softs, but they've destroyed them, and they're all pitting in at the end of the first lap. Very, very weird, but we'll take it. We've gone from 15th to 5th inside one lap here. Has accidentally given off on a bit more of a squeeze than I was intending to there. It seems that he's not having any issues with his soft compounded tyres, but that seems rather peculiar, I'm going to be honest. But it seems, therefore, that the AI have now calmed down and worked out what they're doing in this Grand Prix. But yeah, 4 cars that are all much quicker than us into the pits at the end of lap 1. We're now in a good position on the mediums. We've got, well, clear track in front of us, as you can see. Verstappen, barely 2.5 laps in. He's already 5 seconds. Sorry, Albon even. 5 seconds up the road after the opening couple of laps. In a sort of a weird way, I'm hoping this race is a bit quiet for us, because that might be really, really ideal here. But Ocon's still applying the pressure behind on those softs. So we're going to have to keep our head down, keep focusing, and try and pound out some laps. As soon as I say that, Ocon dives into the pits as well as Perez. I think, no, it must have been Stroll, sorry, just behind. So I'm guessing all the soft runners that made it through into Q3 accidentally obliterated a set of tyres. I don't know if there was weather affecting or what, but all seems very strange. Hamilton new fastest lap of the Grand Prix, 2 seconds quicker than we've been able to. Verstappen even faster, but they're a sector behind us. This, yeah, definitely the weirdest start I've had in an F1 game, I think, ever. Leclerc now into the pit lane from the mediums. I'm very, very confused. Everyone that seems to have made it into the top 10 seems to be bugging out in this Grand Prix. We're only, well, I mean, we've only survived 5 laps, so I hope our mediums don't go off within the next couple. Going to be real, but are we going to see the top 3 pit as well? Could we lead the Spanish Grand Prix here? I really have no idea. Into lap 6, look at that. Vettel into the pits, Bottas into the pits. Is Albon coming in as well? No, Albon opts to stay out at the moment. As we take way too much curb through the final couple of corners. We've got Perez still all over the back of us here, but we're going to be up into P2 of this Spanish Grand Prix. This seems like 2013 Pirelli logic at the moment, of just nothing in existence. Nothing makes sense anymore in the world of Formula 1. But it's working for us at the moment, so we've got to look at the positives. Let's keep our head down, try and keep Perez and Norris behind us. Bottas has only come out 3.5 seconds back. This seems bizarre. Of lap 7, we're now under a lot of pressure from Sergio Perez. I think he's going to be able to go for it here. He's going to look to the inside on the run down towards turn 1. So the first 7 laps might have been wonderful, but I think now we're starting to see some of the AI get into a rhythm. And now trying to look round us, you know, cars like Perez, Norris just behind us, Bottas as well. They are probably all still in much quicker machinery than myself, so there's only so much we can do. Norris tries having a look up the inside. We understeer out wide. He almost goes into the back of us, but we hold on for now. End of lap 9. I'm not really going to worry about trying to defend from Norris and Bottas. To be honest, it's probably not worth it for ourselves. There goes Lando on the run down towards turn 1. Is Bottas going to be able to follow him past? No. So the Mercedes is stuck behind us for a little bit longer. Holy moly, it's not going to take Bottas long before he gets past us though. Up the inside into turn 4 isn't a place you often see overtakes, but goes to show the Mercedes pace over our own. Does look today like there's the potential that Mercedes could end Ferrari's dominant streak of the first 5 rounds of this season as well. It's all happening here at Spain. I think Lando's tyres are really starting to hit the cliff now. Bottas new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. However, yeah, the McLaren hasn't been able to shake us off at the moment. We're sticking with him. We're going to need to pit in the next few laps. But, yeah, Lando, just a couple of little mistakes here and there. That's an interesting amount of curb from ourselves through 1. Let's see if an opportunity opens up. So the team want us in then at the end of this lap. The fronts are definitely taking a bit of a pounding around here. It's mainly just the left-hand side tyres that are really taking the brunt of it around this circuit. Again, though, Lando hasn't really been able to pull away, but we just can't really seem to get close enough. The dirty air doing its magic around this place at the moment, though. But yeah, lap 14 means we're going to have to try and take the hard 19 laps to the end of the Grand Prix. I've also got to give a bit of a shout out to the Alpha Tauris, who have held up the Red Bulls and the Ferraris. An absolute treat for us at the moment. I'm sure Bottas will be thanking them as well at this stage of the day, because he's been able to romp up into P2. He's battling Sergio Perez for the lead. I'm sure we're going to see Perez dive it in as well very shortly. So if things are looking up for Mercedes at the moment, but then again, they haven't got a very reliable track record this season, so Mercedes' engine could go bang very quickly. You never quite know at the moment. Through the final couple of corners, though, Perez is going to dive it in. I wonder if Lando is as well. Lando opts to stay out. We are also going to come in. Try not to hit the pit wall. And we get a 5-second speeding penalty. Stupid mistake. But a mistake that I'm sure we've all made at some point before. Not what we needed here, but we'll keep going. See what we can muster up. 2.3 second stop though, that's alright.
Okay, stay clear of the white line.
And we're going to come out in about P11, if I'm not mistaken, P12 even, just behind Lance Stroll. However, we got fresh rubber, so we might be able to get around these guys. Yellow flag's out. Who's struggling? It's one of the Red Bulls, I think. I'm going to guess that's Verstappen out of the Grand Prix. Or maybe not out, just made a mistake. Seems that he's back on the road again, so clearly just a mistake from the Red Bull man. Nope, he's out.
Full course caution. The safety car
and we get a safety car as soon as we've pit.
To keep it positive to avoid a penalty.
God damn it, F1. It's a brutal game. Sometimes the safety cars work for you, sometimes they don't, unfortunately. And that's now made me a lot more worried about our 5-second penalty. Because if the field are all bunched up towards the end, that could really cost us here. Let's see how many of the AI, though, do dive it in. Ocon and Stroll into the pits they go. Jordan into the pit lane as well. So we're going to be back up in about P5 by the looks of it. There we go, P5 in the Grand Prix. Make sure we don't get a penalty. There we go. Kvyat. Thank you. Oh, making a hash of this. But we hold on to P4 at the moment then, in this Grand Prix.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Jeff there decided to talk over me, as Jeff likes to do on this game. But the whole field then is bunched up. Bottas is going to lead the way. Norris still in P2, and I'm guessing everyone now is on a set of the hard compounded tyres, looking to go to the end. Lights out. And away we go. Slowly ease on the power at the final corner. We need to pray that Danny Kvyat does an absolutely whirly for us and holds up the Ferraris for a bit. That's what we need at the moment, because we need to absolutely run for it if we want to try and get some points here with our 5-second pen. And that is not what I mean, Danny. Please don't try and get past me. Got to try and get the tyres and brakes back up to temperature. The AI seems to be much better at it than I am. Oh, Bottas into the pits. What's happened to the Mercedes? We're up onto the podium somehow. Did Bottas not pit? What's happened? Lando Norris leads a Formula 1 Grand Prix. Sergio Perez in second and myself in third, with Danny Kvyat in fourth place. What a result that would be. Who would have guessed that before the start of this Grand Prix? None of us started inside the top 10, if I'm not mistaken. This race, how many more surprises can it throw at us? That's my next question. Less than 10 laps to go then of this Grand Prix. We're still sitting PBs at the moment, but Danny Kvyat is refusing to give up on trying to hound us down. He's doing a good job though at the moment, because him staying in my DRS is allowing him to defend from Leclerc and the other quick drivers. However, I've just noticed as well, I think our teammate Jordan King is on the cusp of points here. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Yeah, no, he's 10th by the looks of it. So at least we know as well then roughly where our penalty is going to leave us. But we've got a real chance of a podium here, despite that 5-second pen. Have we not got that, this could have been a crazy, crazy result for us. But let's keep our head down, keep focusing. Lando Norris still leads the way at the moment. I'm sure he'd love to take a very first Formula 1 race victory. Sort of Sergio Perez, though, is in exactly the same position. He's probably thinking he's got a good shot at this as well. Coming to the end of lap 26, we've got 7 laps to go of this race. Charles Leclerc now is really, really applying the pressure. However, we're trying to do Perez and Norris a bit of a favour, but I don't think we can defend for any longer here. Charles Leclerc up the inside? No. For some reason gives us the room. Surely he's going to be able to get it now. Into 3. Yes, he does. We're just trying to lose ourselves as little time as possible at the moment. But now Albon and Vettel have both been able to get past Danny Kvyat as well here. So I've tried to give Perez and Norris a breakaway. I've tried to help them out as much as possible. Perez is about 3.6 ahead of Charles Leclerc. I just don't want to see another Ferrari dub. They've been so dominant so far this season. I want to see one of the midfield teams get a shot at it, despite being in a battle with them for constructors' points. Coming on to lap 30 then, we're still trying to defend from Albon behind us. Charles Leclerc, though, is a man on a mission. He's closed down the gap to Sergio Perez. If Sergio can hold him up for 1, maybe 2 laps, he might just do enough to save Lando Norris there. Albon's trying to look for a big dive on us in towards the first corner, but we're not going to let him have it. We're just trying to play our own race at the moment, seeing what position we can get, and by the looks of it, might be sort of P7, P8 still. Despite this penalty, I would have been even more gutted had we still been ahead of Charles Leclerc if we'd finished on the road with a podium. But, you know, that's the way racing goes sometimes. It was our own mistake as well, which obviously is even more frustrating. But if we can score some more good points, as well as if Jordan King can get his first points on the board, I call that a successful day at the office still. Ah, that's not the run we needed at the final corner. That's allowed Albon a fantastic chance to get past us now. We're going to have to use all our ERS, all the fuel we've still got at the moment. Looking up the road, though, Perez and Leclerc still battling it out. Albon, though, is going to fly past us down in towards turn 1. Big lock-up from the Red Bull, but he holds on to it. We're down into P5 of the Grand Prix. However, Kvyat in 7th is 5 seconds behind us, so we now know the gap that we need over the Alpha Tauri. Let's see if we can hold on to that. We've now got Seb pushing us along. But Lando Norris, 2 laps from home for his very first Formula 1 Grand Prix victory. Who would have thought that after qualifying? On to the final lap then of the Spanish Grand Prix. What a crazy race it's been from start to finish here. Albon, new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Leclerc's going to try and make the move on Perez, it appears, up the road. Seb's going to try and get past us on the run down towards turn 1. We can't afford to lose any time, so we'll let the Ferrari past through the first couple of corners. We need to hold on to a 5-second margin over Danny Kvyat here if we want to try and get this 6th place finish in this Grand Prix. So we're going to have to give it our all still, but I think Perez has held on to P2 at the moment. Lando still in the lead of the Grand Prix. Half a lap to go here from Spain. I cannot imagine what the commentators would be saying at the moment, watching Lando Norris go around this racetrack. McLaren, though, I'm sure they're going to be very, very happy with that. I'll be honest, a little bit gutted that it's happened in this series and not the Let's Make McLaren Great Again. That would have been quite useful to have over there. But final sector, then, of the Spanish Grand Prix. This race has had absolutely everything at the end of the day, but in towards the final few corners, I think Kvyat's going to have us as well, so we're going to lose out 1 spot at the end of the day. But in through the final chicane for Lando Norris, 1 more corner. Max Verstappen became the youngest Grand Prix winner here in 2016, but Lando Norris is going to make it the first McLaren win since 2012 there. What a race for the young Englishman, and I think it's P7 for us when all is said and done.
They've done it then. A spectacular victory here in Spain and a massive confidence boost going into the next race. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight.
So, some extra podium pass points there as well at the end of the day. We're up to level 3. Look at us go, eh? It's very, very annoying having that feature show up in career mode all the time. I'm going to be real with you.
Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Ferrari continued to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Racing Point this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So, did anyone have money on Lando Norris and Sergio Perez being the 1-2 finish from today's Grand Prix? No, personally I didn't either. As, well, what a race that was. It threw up basically everything it could have in the end. Their Ferrari streak is over. I'll be honest, headed into this weekend, I thought it'd be Mercedes that would finish that, but neither Merc managed to even finish inside the points when all is said and done. But Lando Norris, at just 20 years of age, becomes a Formula 1 race winner. Like I said, McLaren's first race victory in nearly 8 years as well in the sport. And Sergio Perez, heartbreak for him. I'm sure at the end of the day he probably felt like he had a good shot at that race victory there, but he just missed out. But it's another good podium for the Racing Point man. Obviously a new name for that team, but Sergio Perez still able to bang out those podiums in those crazy races there. Charles Leclerc in P3, they're a good result from the championship leader there. Good recovery drive in the end ahead of Alexander Albon, who once again just misses out on his first podium in Formula 1 there. Sebastian Vettel down in 5th place at the end of the day. They're ahead of Danny Kvyat and myself there. I'll be honest, Obviously, a bit gutted that that penalty did cost us beating Danny Kvyat in the end there, but I would have been much more heartbroken had, you know, we lost a podium or something like that. Only losing out 1 place in the end to the Russian. We'll learn from our mistakes from that one there. Gasly makes it an AlphaTauri. Double points finish there with Giovinazzi finishing 9th. And Jordan King finally becomes an F1 point scorer as well there with a 10th place here today in Spain. He held up Lewis Hamilton at the end of the Grand Prix. An absolute treat to take home his very first points in Formula 1 there. Hamilton just missing out ahead of Ocon, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Stroll, Russell, Grosjean there. You can see Valtteri Bottas fast lap of the Grand Prix down in 18th with Sainz, Magnussen and Latifi, the last drivers to finish that one there, with Verstappen, the one man not to make it to the end of the Grand Prix, but he forced that race into quite a crazy situation with that safety car there. In terms of the Drivers' World Championship, Albon moves himself up into P4 overall. You can see Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen slotting in just behind him there. Lando Norris, 50 points now. He's 30 clear of myself in P8. And yeah, he's very much challenging the Red Bull men at the moment there. Sergio Perez, with that result, moves himself up from, what, about P15? No, it's going to be about P19, sorry, before that Grand Prix. Up into 9th place there. He jumps Ricciardo, Ocon, Stroll, Raikkonen, Carlos Sainz, and Danny Kvyat there, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of the day there. You can see Kvyat moves up, though, past Giovinazzi, Gasly, and Magnussen, and then Jordan King now has a point on the board there, leaving just Romain Grosjean and the 2 Williams cars yet to score. And genuinely, if we get more races like that, every team could have points on the board quite quickly in this season. In terms, though, of the Constructors' Championship, Racing Point move up past Renault, and we hold on to P7. They're jumping past Alfa Romeo, but also losing the spot to the Racing Point team there. But what a race that was at the end of the day. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, do make sure you get yourself subscribed. And yeah, we will be back next time out tomorrow, ready for the Monaco Grand Prix. Normally crazy races happen there. I can assure you guys, you do not want to miss it. I'll see you guys soon.